Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game 2 of this best of 3 between British Tea Time and Absolute Legends. I am Spuddington and I am joined today by Broken Shard. Say hello.
Hey there, what's up?
Oh, lovely. It's lovely to hear your dulcet tones today, as opposed to the previous game. We are going to be jumping into Champion Select. We have got some bans coming out fairly quickly. Broken Shard, you'll be casting from the stream, but I am actually in the lobby for today,
Okay.
so that's I'll call out roughly what's been going on, and you can give me your lowdown on that. We have got 3 bans thus far, with Sandra and Zed coming out of Absolute Legends, and Nidalee coming out of British Tea Time.
Well, I like the Lissandra ban from British Tea Time, from Absolute Legends. They actually left that open when we played them TCM versus AL in Game 1, and it was a big factor in the team fights with the whole CC. And while Lissandra, she lacks the real damage potential like most other AP mids, she does have a lot more CC than the average AP carry, which makes her really scary to have to deal with. Of course, then British Tea Time counteracts with the standard Nidalee and Draven bans. Snipify, he was a complete beast in the series that we played yesterday, and his Draven was definitely a huge factor in the success of Absolute Legends.
Yeah, I should probably let the chat know, just for the record, yesterday we did see TCM, of which team Broken Shard, well actually no, not yesterday, day before,
2 days ago.
but 2 days ago, as it happens. Broken Shard is a member of Team TCM as of very recently, and they did play against Absolute Legends and were unfortunately knocked out, going 1 for 2. But we are now seeing the full ban list coming out: Lissandra, Zed, Shen versus Nidalee, Draven, Zac.
The Zac ban is something I'm not surprised with either. Zac is one of those champs that is really good no matter how you play him. You can play him a little bit more magic pen, a little bit more damage, and he can actually do quite a bit of damage. Or you can build him as a tank and he's a really good disruptor. And then we see TF picked off right off the bat. The thing is about the mid laner of Absolute Legends, Bono, is that he has he's got strong potential on pretty much 2 mid laners. One of them is Nidalee and the other one is Twisted Fate. Now, the global from Twisted Fate is already scary enough, but if you've got someone who's already prominent on that, you know, we've seen what good TF players who know what they're doing, you know, we've seen them cause huge problems.
Well, I mean, heck, we've seen Cook My Sock play an extremely strong Twisted Fate, but I do have to note that Diana is open, and I've seen Cook My Sock play Diana quite a bit. In fact, he played her last game. Do you think we'd be expected to see that picked up by British Tea Time?
I would expect him to pick something like Diana, actually. I'd expect him to pick something like Ahri with Teleport. I feel that his Ahri is definitely a lot better than his Diana, especially when he runs Teleport. He's more comfortable on jumping around the map and zipping around. Also because Jarvan was left open, and I know that High Switch likes to play Jarvan, you know, champions like Jarvan Nocturne. And when you have a TF Jarvan combination, it's really terror for a Diana in mid lane, because you have to walk up to melee range. And if you get one stun card, you're probably going to be taking a lot of damage. Maybe not die, but you're going to be pressured a lot in mid lane. Also, early on, Ahri is going to be able to sort of match TF's pushing power with her Orb of Deception. And there's going to be good kill potential already with the Charm and Orb of Deception.
As kind of a counterpoint, though, to that Jarvan gank, is there a potential that you could see a lot of counter ganks coming out? We have got that Elise pickup, and I know J&T Taylor does like to play that in the jungle, so do you think that maybe they could go for that Diana because of that, or do you think it's just too risky of a play?
Sorry, say again? I actually didn't catch that. You broke off for...
It's pretty much irrelevant now because they have actually locked in Ahri, but I was going to say, if you have a very aggressive jungle like Elise on your team, and you know that your mid lane is very likely to be camped, if you were running Diana mid, do you think maybe that something like an Elise could actually just make a lot of counter ganks happen out of that? But as it happens, actually, Ahri would
actually, I'll just talk to you a second for that. But the thing about Elise, and when you counter ganks, you have to be really careful that you don't get focused on, because usually when Elise counter ganks, what you want to do is you want to repel in. And if you do repel in and you go up against some team with decent burst potential, you could pretty much just get nuked down.
Alright, fair enough. But anyway, we do now see pretty much the full line out from Absolute Legends, they picked out Twisted Fate, Varus, Jarvan, Diana, and they're hovering over Sona at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go for that. She's very strong support. 5 seconds left on that timer. Do me a favor. There we go.
Diana.
They have locked in the Sona.
They locked in Diana Sona?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is probably going to be a solo top Diana, which we saw Odo Omne play. And solo top Diana is a relatively weak laner pre-6. You rely a lot on your shield to be able to take away harass, and you push decently with your auto attacks. However, once you get level 6 and you start really picking up some farm, Diana becomes isolated from the team for a lot of the time, and she starts coming to team fights around 11-12, where she starts picking up tank items. It's really, really good because we see a sort of hard engage comp coming out of coming out of Absolute Legends right here. And the thing is that I really like about Team British Tea Time is that they have the potential to disengage quite well, and also for their own hard engage.
All right, so yeah, I do have to agree with you there. Both sides looking for kind of some decent amount of mobility. Obviously, Twisted Fate and Ahri. Obviously, Irelia is fairly surprisingly quick to get around. Obviously, has that Blade Surge. And yeah, both of them looking for those engagements. So who do you feel, are there any lanes here that you feel are going to have a particularly large advantage? We do now have the Irelia locked in, and Nitrix is obviously going to be playing that in top lane.
I like the Irelia pickup because Irelia actually does do quite well against Diana, but I'm not a really big fan of the Elise jungle. I think they should have just sent Elise top and picked up some kind of tank jungler, someone with good kiting potential, because at this moment, the real front line of British Tea Time is going to be the Irelia, not the Elise. And Irelia that doesn't build damage doesn't necessarily do that much in team fights, aside from the occasional E, her ultimate. It's not really that strong when it comes to damage-wise, unless she builds pure damage. And British Tea Time don't go for straight-up hard engages, they go for pick-offs. That would probably be their best bet right now. They have the Thresh Hook, the Elise Stun, and the Ahri Taunt to pick off champions, but if AL are ready for that, they have the Sona ult and Varus ult in order to just re-engage team fights very easily.
Yeah. I do know that British Tea Time like to play a very aggressive kind of small skirmish roaming game where they're just kind of all over the place, fighting small skirmishes all the time. But regardless of our theory crafting, we are going to be moving into a quick commercial break. We will see you in just a second with this game gets underway. Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Absolute Legends versus British Tea Time. We are now in game 2 of potentially 3. British Tea Time did take the first game though, so if they win this game, they will move on to the next round, which is, I believe, the final. So, I am Spuddington and I am joined by Broken Shard.
Good day, my good sir.
Indeed, hello, lady. Yeah, lady.
Were you expecting something a little bit crazier?
I won't say that for fear of encouraging you, but well, maybe. But we are seeing some just kind of defensive positioning here, I feel, from both sides, just kind of fanning out, covering jungle entrances. Doesn't look like either side are particularly looking for a level 1 engage at the moment.
I have to do a mic test because I'm just put up a proxy, something to protect from DDoSing. Do you hear any stutters at the moment? Yes, no?
I'm not hearing anything too significant.
Good. But I would be surprised if British Tea Time did go for a level 1 engage. Have the damage potential and they have good forms of CC, but it looks like they're spreading around. There could be a 2v1 swap in the top lane, the Thresh and Ezreal. However, I would feel that 2v1 swap is actually going to go in the favor of Team AL, because the Varus Sona lane is better poke-wise, better sustain-wise, and, you know, they push towers a little bit better. But this delayed invade onto the blue is definitely going to affect the enemy team quite hard.
Yeah, it does look like just advancing here. Do have the charm picked up on Cook My Sock already, so they are going to be going for this. Odamne has just started Wolves. Will he go the short route into top lane? That is kind of the question right now. And it looks like he's actually not going to do that. He's just going to go the safe way. And I do like the fact that he's done that. They were aware there was potential for that invade there.
I think they just something or they're map hacking, but I was really expecting someone to just face check and be like, la la la, crap. But Taylor, he didn't start on the Wolves, but he's going to get level 2, I believe. Yep, he's just going to pick up level 2. From the blue buff there, picked it up, they're going to time it, and looks like high switch, he kind of figured it out himself, and he's going to move on right to that blue. He'll Jarvan fly combo, the Jarvan slide right over and pick that up. Looks like Abyss coming in to help him. Team British Tea Time, they know about it. There's a ward right there that tells them that it's going to happen. But by that time they get into position to stop it, it should be done. Yep, blue is gone. They're going to collapse off the high switch.
Yeah, Nitrix is actually getting aggressive here. High Switch is going to get locked down a little bit. Has got the Ignite down, but the shield is going to keep him alive. Abyss has put down some heal. Cook My Sock stunned on the side. We've got Bano going quite damaged, but it does look like both sides are just going to back out now. British Tea Time not going to be able to reclaim that buff, but do you think High Switch is going to need to go back now?
Yeah, he probably will. However, that's not a bad position for him because he's just going to... He actually picks up his Golden Ages, so he's going to be able to tank the monsters a little bit. He's probably going to wait about 10 more gold so he can pick up a Spirit Stone and some pots, and he's just going to go back to base very comfortably, come back to jungle with his double buff, and either farm some more. Actually pressure this mid laner. Cook My Sock actually used his flash for some reason to try to put himself in a better position. And since Ahri is one of those really squishy mid laners, if TF gets a good flash card or a flash combo comes out of Jarvan, Cook My Sock should die. Like, theoretically speaking, Cook My Sock should die.
We have actually got some aggression coming out from JT Taylor. He has actually repelled the creep, throws the cocoon and the taunt, both missed though. So nothing really to be gained there. Odamne actually getting quite a bit of damage. He has got an ignite on him up top, but it's not going to be enough. Will force him potentially out of lane. He does have a lot of pots to sustain himself up though. And JT Taylor is now going to meet High Switch in their jungle. And just going to be throwing down the stun. Going to be putting the Venomous Bite, doing some auto attacks. That red buff will be ticking. It's going to put down a lot of damage onto High Switch, but it's not going to be completely ruining his day. Do you think he's still going to be able to go for that aggressive gank in mid, though, if he's only on half health?
One thing I'm really interested, not really interested, surprised to see is just the way Odamne plays the 2v1 lanes. Nitrix is playing this lane a lot better off, especially against a much tougher lane. Odamne gets hit by almost every Mystic shot, and then eventually that Thresh Hook just hit him pretty much through creeps, which is a little bit interesting to see because I'd expected Diana to actually come out ahead in this 2v1 because he's against a potentially easier lane. But we see Taylor coming into the bot lane and helping Nitrix get these guys off the tower. I mean, Irelia does not have the wave clear that Diana has. Diana has...
Actually getting aggressive here. We've got the stun from the Blade Surge. He's going to have that second gap closer if he wants it. Flashes out though. Snipify is now stunned, but I don't think J&T Taylor actually has the damage here. He's going to look to back out. I don't think they've got the CC to lock him down, but don't think that went quite the way British Tea Time intended it to.
No, it did not. Elise doesn't really pack a huge punch until about level 4. Early on, you've pretty much got to rely on your stun and a little bit of burst, and you have to rely on your laners to provide the rest of the damage. One thing that is good about the Irelia lane and the bot lane is that you can pretty much turn from a passive farmer into an into an aggressor in about an instant. The Blade Surge into Equilibrium Strike combo is pretty much a perfect setup for most junglers.
Yeah, it's obviously a very nice thing. And Cookmystock landing the taunt on Bano doesn't have any mana though, so I don't think we'll be seeing anything from that as a result. Yeah, as you say, right now, 15 CS on that Irelia, 14 CS on Diana. Who is committing more time? Oh, Diana at top is getting quite damaged. He is going to be looking to get that shield proc, but it doesn't. It's nearly enough. We have got the flash auto attack, and that bottom tower has actually gone down. And Nitrix unable to keep that standing. Did not hit level 6, so obviously no wave clear to speak of. Do you think they can take down top lane before this becomes a problem?
Yes, but it looks like Bado is starting to make a move towards the top lane. Ezreal is sitting on a quite low amount of mana. Bano is about half HP and also quite low mana. If he used his ultimate, he would probably not have enough for his wild cards, but good play from Smoky Lemon there. He ended up having to actually flash to pick up that kill, but first blood is first blood, and you know, even though they got the first tower, Team Absolute Legends are only 400 gold ahead, so once Team British Tea Time start actually making that tower go down, they're definitely going to be seeing a decent amount of a gold increase over the counterpart.
Yeah, and it does look like Nitrix is not intending to give up on this bottom lane. He is pushing this out quite aggressively. He's only a fraction of the way to level 6 though, so just going to be recalling for now. Do you think Odamne is going to freeze this here to deny Nitrix the ability to farm?
I don't think he's going to freeze, because when you freeze versus an Irelia, it's a little bit strange because you're going to be tanking minions. And you don't really just want to take free damage from the Irelia. I think that Nitrix is going to want to try to push this tower. Maybe back a second time, maybe not back. Sit in lane a little bit. He does not have a ward on him, and the only ward actually is in the river, which is his own protection. But it looks like there's a little bit of an invade onto the red. J&T Taylor level 4 to High Switch is level 5. The junglers are actually considerably under-leveled. 7 minutes into the game, you'd expect people to start hitting their 6s and, you know, level 5s, but J&T Taylor just hit level 5. And I'm a little bit surprised that High Switch didn't make a move onto this mid lane. I mean, Cookmystock's flash was down, it's up now, and now he has ultimate, so the potential for a gank right now on this Ahri is very, very low.
Yeah, and also he's going to be picking up that blue buff, so even if he does get forced to use that ultimate, it's not going to cost him overly much. And I've also got to say, Nitrix has been extended quite heavily for quite a long time, but it seems like he's just been getting away with it scot-free. He's now going to be forcing that lane in. We have got the Twisted Fate ultimate going towards top. We got the teleport in response from Cookmystock onto a minion. Yerostar has been stunned. Smoky Lemon putting down some damage on Bano, but I don't think Bano is going to be... Oh, not going down actually after all. We have got Cookmystock now looking aggressive. He still has charges on his ultimate, but I don't know if he's going to live. He has been bound down. Snipify is going to be putting down the damage. Smoky Lemon goes down, and that's a 3 for nothing in the favor of Absolute Legends.
That was just absolute terror for Team British Tea Time right there. The Varus ult, just perfect timing. Snipify was waiting.
Hold that thought actually at bottom. We have Nitrix getting aggressed upon. We have got the Jarvan on top of him. Don't think he's going to be getting out of this one. Just going to be dumped on.
That's a good job by High Switch actually leaving to kill the Odamne. But top lane, you saw Snipify. He had like the biggest poker face on. He's like, I'm not scared of you, Ahri. I'm going to sit here. Gets 3 auto hits on that blighted quiver, adding the little stacks, and then finally he unleashed that Chain of Corruption. You saw he took Ahri down pretty much about 50% of her HP in that one combo. It looks like Bano's trying to make a play on Yellow Star, but it's not going to happen. That was in the end I believe, what, 2 for 1, 2 for none, 3 for none on top lane, and then another 1 for none on bot lane, and they managed to pick up a tower off that. So now, Absolute Legends, 9 minutes into the game with a 4k gold lead and taking down this red as revenge is definitely looking great for them. The 2-0 and 1 TF is going to have a huge lead over the Ahri. He's also a couple CS ahead of her too.
And in fact, Cook My Socks teleport won't be coming up for a lot longer, whereas Twisted Fate's Destiny will be coming up very, very shortly indeed. That's looking very scary, as you mentioned. The question is now, what does Absolute Legends do with this lead? Do you expect them to make a play on this dragon in the near future? Because that seems like the kind of standard option.
I expect him to start moving to Drake like right now. Varus ends up picking his Zerker Greaves. He does not have his Blade of the Rune King yet, so at the moment, I still think Smoky Lemon is going to pump out a little bit more damage than him. Unless Varus can realistically get 3 auto hits, then E, 3 auto hits, then Q, and 3 auto hits, then, ultimate, which is the perfect world best case scenario for him. But it looks like British Tea Time actually managed to win the race to Drake. But on top lane, Nitrix is going to fight Odo Omni. He gets ignited, but here comes the TF ult, and Nitrix gets in a world of trouble. He Blade Surges and flashes away. Good play by Nitrix. He pulls the TF top lane, and meanwhile, we see British Tea Time answering back for a push on mid lane.
Yeah, we have actually got Smoky Lemon in that mid lane now. We did a poke down, and yeah, as you say, very nicely played there by Nitrix. I wasn't actually aware that that fight had started, so I'll let you carry on with that one. We have got Ahri coming in the side here. I Cook My Sock, maybe looking for that charm over the wall, maybe not, but Odamne is just going to be going on back. Did take a bit of damage from that all-in from Aurelia, but it's cost Nitrix most of the summoners. However, it does look like British Tea Time are aware Odamne may have gone back, so they're going to force this dragon here. They have got the damage to take it down fairly quickly with 5 members, and Yerostar is kind of warding off the entire enemy team, looking to put down the damage on that ward. Yeah, they're going for that mid lane push on the dragon, on the mid lane instead. And now we have Yerostar and JNT Taylor looking for this, but I'm not sure they want this fight at the moment. JNT Taylor is half health. And it does look like the box has gone down. Yerostar going to be Chain of Corruption. It's going to be Diana going in aggressive. We have got some damage coming down. JNT Taylor looks to run, but Cataclysm gets down. The lockdown is just massive here. Nitrix can't put down the damage either. And now we've got Cook My Sock forced to blow his ultimate. Smoky Lemon very low. Cook My Sock could maybe get some kind of pickup on one of them if he's lucky, but not going to happen. The stun card comes down. The wild card's whiff, and that is just enough to keep Cook My Sock alive. But it's still just pushed down mid.
Wolves!
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Wolves! Oh my god. That was just a little bit silly right there. I didn't want to live any longer, says Cook My Sock in the all chat. And that is 2 mid towers picked up for Team Absolute Legends with a 60 gold lead. But that team fight was just everything that could possibly go wrong. JNT Taylor was at half HP, and all he had in his inventory was a Spirit Stone. That's it. He didn't have anything else, and he was at half HP. Thresh misses the hook. That should have already been a clear telltale sign to say, maybe we should go in. Maybe we should just back off. But, the box, Thresh was separated from his team. He got pretty much popped instantly. Good job by Diana, actually, following up on the Jarvan ult and putting 3 people inside that ult with the height switch in there with the, was it Moonfall, I believe it's called? Yes,
JNT Taylor getting aggressed on in this mid. We have got Destiny coming down as well. We've got the Lantern, though, going to be pulling JNT Taylor out. We've got the Teleport coming in. The hook actually landing exactly right. We've got the Flay going to be trying to keep Yerostar and Bano off. Sorry, JNT Taylor now going up into the sky, but I don't think he's going to get away. Lands straight onto some damaging blobs, and now he's going to be forcing the flash from Yerostar as well. And this, honestly, to me, just feels really, really sloppy from British Tea Time.
Yeah, we agreed that their team fighting was not exactly the best with this team comp, and they had to do a pick off team comp. However, AO are playing magnificently. They're grouping up, and not generally you don't really want to do that with Twisted Fate. However, they've kind of been forced in this position.
Oh, sorry, hold that thought. Hook goes down. Oh, damn, they're not going to be going down. Chain of Corruption whiffs. We've actually got the wild cards. Going to be trying to ward people off, and Cook My Sock pops his ultimate. Going to be putting a bit of damage down, but I don't think he's really looking to actually get aggressive here. He's just putting that down just to kind of clear the waves out, clear Absolute Legends off, buy some time for his team as they move towards their own blue.
You're probably paying a little bit more attention to the detail than me, but did he actually hook him in the middle of the Diana dash?
I think he might have done, actually. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I have noticed Yerostar is really good at hooks.
He's definitely one of those, he's definitely a good hooker when it comes to playing. I've seen his Blitzcrank, it's pretty impressive, but that's actually got to be really quickly, especially since Thresh's hook has quite a bit of a backswing on it. But High Switch sliding right over the wall to try to defend this tower, and
yeah, got the Israel coming across. Got the Q coming in, just a little bit of damage on that tower.
That's a good pick to turn around from British Tea Time. They pick up a tower in response for Well, they did actually lose 2 towers, but they knew that there was going to be a little bit of disorganized conduct coming in from AL, especially since they took a little bit of damage and used their ults onto the turret. That was pretty much their best bet at taking a little bit of global gold, and they managed to kind of close the gold lead just so slightly from 6k to just a little bit over 4k.
Yeah, it does feel though at the moment that Absolute Legends is still very much pushing back British Tea Time. Maybe going to be taking a bit of a kind of slow down on that, because they did just obviously, as you say, lose some towers, and we're going to see some items coming out of British Tea Time when they go back. But I do have to be a little bit concerned. JNT Taylor is in that mid lane again, and Bano's Destiny will be coming up very soon. They obviously have 2 men there though, so they're not too concerned. And we're seeing an alarming situation where Nitrix is unwilling to duel the enemy jungler. Top lane versus jungle. That's not normally a fight you want to run away from, but especially when you're Irelia and level 9, which is kind of almost peak power for Irelia. It's
Actually, peak power for Irelia is level 1. Irelia's OP.
But we have got Yarrowstar looking to back away, but Twisted Fate is coming in. We've got the stun card down. The shield is not going to be keeping Yarrowstar alive for very long, I suspect. We have got the slow, we have got the box. Ice Switch comes in from the side, though. That's going to be an easy kill. On the top, we've got Diana chasing down Cook My Sock. Has popped that ultimate, no charges left. The Q goes down. Cook My Sock is actually potentially going to get away from this. There's still 16 seconds, and we have got the Q coming down. The flash keeps Cook My Sock alive. Very nicely played indeed, but it feels still like it's kind of salving a wound that's just absolutely gaping, because now bottom lane is going to be pressured by 4 men. High Switch just tanking some tower, does not even care. JNT Taylor is not going to be able to defend this.
Yeah, that's just salt in the wounds right now. Absolute Legends are pretty much able to do pretty much whatever they want with British Tea Time with little to no real consequence. You see, they're getting poked right there, and they just manage to say, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to take this tower down. And they end up doing that, taking not that much damage. Snipify does have his Blade of the Rune King. If he can get a lot of damage done, especially on the divers of Team British Tea Time. However, it feels that British Tea Time aren't going to be diving into team fights anymore for the rest of this game. I feel that a lot of it is going to be trying to dive right out.
Yeah,
The way the game has been going, I just don't see a way British Tea Time can really come back from it. Because realistically speaking, their late game is in the hands of the Ahri, who's not exactly having the best game. And it's not like we've really ever seen Cook My Stock have a bad game. Realistically speaking, we've seen him completely dominate.
Oh, hold that thought. Actually, Cook My Stock is now putting a lot of damage on Odamne. He is looking to just back out, though, so you may be right here. We may see the first defeat for British Tea Time in 10 games now. But Odamne, they have obviously managed to pull some comebacks in that time, so we may yet see something. Odamne is looking to pin down Cook My Sock. He has got the shield down, has got the Q down. Cook My Sock is popping the ultimate, but the dash comes in, and the second Lunar Rush finishes that off. Meanwhile, in mid, we have a big fight going on. Nitrix is diving onto Banner, but he's on half health. JNT Taylor jumps out, but doesn't get out. A crit arrow comes down. I think it was a crit from Snipify, and now Bano jumps on Nitrix, finishes that off, and this is just absolutely snowballing out of control.
We talked that British Tea Time have the pick-off comp, but it looks like British Tea Time are the ones getting picked off. That is another one of the reasons why Diana is so good versus Ahri if you can burst her. Your ults are easier to chain than hers, and High Switch just jumping over the wall, sliding, trying to scare them off, and Bono, phenomenal job on his Twisted Fate. He is 3-0-8. His stun cards have been a major part on locking down people. He's actually been locking them up very quickly if you're paying close attention. They pick up the first inhibitor tower of the game 18 minutes in with an 8k gold lead. That is definitely something I would be worried about if I was British Tea Time.
Yeah, that's the kind of chasmous difference that you just don't come back from unless you have a really, really lucky few fights. And it does just sometimes happen. You do obviously have that potential with that kind of setup they've got. They've got a lot of mobility, a lot of sudden CC that can come out if someone's caught out of position, but Absolute Legends are doing a lot of work to keep that from happening. They're keeping a lot of vision control, putting pinks down in key places, and obviously preventing wards from British Tea Time from having any effect. And I will say, I haven't had the opportunity to say it for quite a long time, because British Tea Time have never looked like we're in a particularly awful situation. But I have a feeling that they don't particularly perform well when they don't have a good start. They obviously are not having a good start at the moment, but we may yet see something come out of them. As I say, teleport is available on Ahri, so they do have some mobility to contend with, but that open inhib could be a huge factor.
Well, Irelia is definitely having the best of games too. If you think about it, they're like, if you look at your team, the only one that hasn't died 3 times is Ezreal, who's actually the tryout member of the team. So I bet he's thinking to himself, why am I trying out for this team? Oh my god, but the solo lane didn't exactly have the best game, 0-3-0 each. The jungler didn't really make any huge plays aside from the very first blue steal, 0-3-0. The Thresh, he did get that first blood, which is actually the only kill on British Tea Time, so he's 0-3-1, but Ezreal, if you don't get many kills, your team isn't necessarily ahead. All you can do is
actually cook myself going over the wall of this, taking a lot of damage. We have the ultimate coming out, we have got the crescendo coming across. Only his Aerostar, those is out of mana, but we have got some damage coming out. Cook my sock, not able to pick that up, and now there's just going to be some healing coming out from Abyss, while the rest of Absolute Legends forces this in hit.
I think that Absolute Legends is going to be interesting thing. Absolute Legends say, don't worry guys, this is a bit speaking. Don't worry guys, I can tell myself I have this Chalice of Harmony, which is a really good pickup from him. Might have all pretty much saved his life against that situation.
Yeah, we've actually got some aggression coming out now. We have Lantern going down. Snipify was stunned. J&T Taylor. Snipify looking to run away. Has got the spider on head, but it's not enough. Doesn't look like that's going to be a 3-4-0 at the moment. Now Smoky Lemon is potentially going to go down as well. Aerostar going to go down, and that must be G.
That is G well plays coming out. That's a 20-minute, pretty much stomped 10k gold lead for Absolute Legends, and that is not something we'd expect British Tea Time to fall to.
Yeah, especially since they did a pretty good job in the previous game, and they just really feel like a lot of that was down to Bono on that Twisted Fate. Just really set up ganks all over the place, and once the laning phase was done, he was still the cause of a lot of their successful fights. But anyway, that happened. That will mean we will be going to a game 3 in this best of 3 between British Tea Time Absolute Legends. I am Springton, and I am joined by Broken Shard, who will be seeing you after this brief break.